Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The average black woman's real competition. Oh man. You know what? The other day in one of my comments, one of my supporters said, "Hey, this woman's talking about you." Right? Or mentioned you rather. He gave me a link to this video and it was presumably a black woman. And she was talking trash about some other, black male YouTubers, saying whole bunch of stuff, just throwing some stuff out there. I like what she said about me with it. She said, "Yeah, even Rom Wills is subtle, slick ass." I take statements like that as a compliment. Hope she sees this. I would put a link and everything in there, but yeah, she only got 100-some subscribers. I don't want to give her the views, so. And some people probably already seen it if they go through my comments enough anyway. But anyway, nothing against that young lady. She can do her. But, I was thinking about, you got many black women, especially on social media, really going in on brothers and saying we're evil and all of that stuff. But... And they say that they're speaking. They try to position themselves like they speaking for all black women, and I'm like, nah, baby girl, you really ain't. See, I call this joint the average black woman's real competition. Believe it or not, it's not. It's not the white woman, Hispanic woman, women of other races, or even women of other black women of other cultures. Because usually when we talk about black women, we mostly talking about African American and all of that. Nah, it's really not that. That's not the competition for them. Their real competition. If y'all want to see the average black woman's real competition, just go on your Instagram. Seriously, go on your Instagram. If you on Facebook, find one of those like dime pages or thick and sexy pages. Shoot, it probably going shoot, and not just not just the IG models or those women in those pictures with those fat old asses and shit. You can go on YouTube, find some of those sisters talking positive, like on a classy level and stuff. Trying to empower sisters and stuff, and they don't have anything negative and everything. Because like I've noticed on YouTube, right, and some other male YouTuber commenters have pointed this out. The harshest critics of black men and who got the most to say and calling us all this stuff never show their faces. They never show their faces. Haven't y'all noticed that? A lot of people have. You get a few who will anyway. But then the few who do, they got a tendency to be a little bit more balanced. Even if they say something negative about black men, they'll call out sisters too. For the most part, And I'm just like, y'all tripping over us, but we're not the problems. Because the same brothers, like, check it out. The same brothers who might go in on sisters or something cool with those other women, the more classier type and IG types. Because just like in a black... like I talk about the select, non-select paradigm, the black female selection criteria. Men have a selection criteria too. And see, women actually make out worse with the men's selection criteria. Because men are compared to other men. But see, women aren't compared to another woman, or at least a real woman. Women are compared to icons. And an icon is the image of the perfect woman, the perfect dime, the 10. That's why men use that number. A lot of women don't like that, and they complain about being objectified. But then there's a lot of women who play into that, making money, getting views, getting attention, whatever. That's on a physical level. But then there's also the ones who got that level of class and beauty and stuff, who are just going to be honest. Like like the April Masons and the Rebecca Lynn Popes out there. So, the real competition, these women get mad at us, but the brothers are really checking for them. And see, the same brother who will say something bad about the majority of these women, they get around these other ones and shoot, they cool. They at peace. I've known some brothers, they'll call every woman a bitch. They go hard. But then they get around some women and they cool. They being gentlemen and everything. And see, a lot of times that's what women are competing against. And many of them know it, but, the narrative is they got to say, hey, we're all one big happy family and it's just these evil black men. But no, not at all. Because, it is something. The women know it, even though they ain't going to say it, right? Because, wait a minute, hold on a second. Back to, I'm sorry, I had to pause this for a second. But one of the things, and I found this, and this is just coming from life. This ain't even like something I'm just seeing on social media or something. But, you always had one group of black women. They were the average ones or even the ugly ones and stuff, right? They always hated that pretty girl. Or they always hated that girl that carried herself with class or didn't hang out and do any of that ratchet shit. I mean, that happens at plenty of high schools. You talk to a lot of these women, especially these very attractive women, they cool because they say, shoot, the rest of them didn't like me. So they cool with the men, They cool with the men, and plus the men are going to already have an inclination to treat them a certain way because of their attractiveness. And before any sisters or anybody get on here and say, well, that's wrong or whatever, let's be real. If a brother is 6'2", muscular and stuff, and has a certain grade of hair, he will get treated differently than that same woman will treat everybody else. Let's be real, because trust me, I've been out here in the real world. I've seen the same women who will talk shit about every single man, every single black man, like lose their damn mind. That pretty boy walk in the room. So don't even come at me with that. So it's a different thing. That's a real competition. And see, this podcast is a little bit of a two-parter, because one is talking about that real competition, but then it's also to the brothers who, still want to deal with black women, which is still plenty. Plenty are just not attracted. Just deal with those upper tier, yo. Focus on them. And there's actually, I know a lot of men will say, well, there's not a lot of them. Ain't supposed to be a lot. But if you getting your shit together and you developing yourself, they there. And plus, if you're not seeing them, change where you hanging out at. And I mean that because I'm running into them all the time. Because, you get a lot of brothers talking about, well, these sisters are mean, combative, overweight. And, I see that. But at the same time, where I walk, how I do everything, if even one even walk past me, she doesn't register on my radar. Because I actually know a lot of sisters who are in shape. They slim, they classy, they educated, got something going on. They cool with black men because if they either A, very physically attractive, or B, they carry themselves in such a classy way that the brothers they're going to give them their respect. They're going to treat them, they're going to like, hey, So it's like they focus on them. Understand one thing, and this for the is that, we say it sometimes. Some of us will say it in the videos. It's like not all, but get out your mind. It is all. First of all, it's a big difference. And pay attention. If some brothers still in that space where they don't believe me, just pay attention to the women who have the most negative things to say. And then pay attention to the ones who got a lot of positive stuff. Because there's been a lot of positive, even on social media. Like I mentioned a couple, there's been plenty. You look at them, they're very attractive, got something to say. Always nice. So, a lot of it, really, a lot of the issue is just like there is like a subtle conflict between select brothers and non-select brothers. There's a even more subtler conflict. Well, it's not even subtle. Let's be real. It's not even subtle, but what the difference is with black women, they not gonna, They're so busy going in on the brothers, they not going to, give an indication that, they might not be feeling that, quote unquote pretty girl, or, that big butt woman with the small waist and everything. But I take that back. There are probably some commenters who might say something about it, and it's usually along those colorist lines. But, it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to just throw that out today. It's a interesting thing. So anyway, I'm gonna take my subtle slick ass off of here. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.